Hey guys, welcome back to Go JADA. It's me, JADA, and today we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of being an only child. So every time I tell people that I'm an only child, their first response is to say that I'm lucky. And then when I tell them I want a sibling, they're like, no, you don't. And then they're just messing around, and then they're like, take my brother, take my sister, which I think is really funny. So I started soccer, and at one of my soccer practices, we were supposed to kick the ball to another person, and they were supposed to kick it into the goal. And so when I was gonna kick it, my coach told me to kick it like it was my brother or sister. And then I just told him I didn't have any. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he paused, and then he said, I'm gonna have to think about that one, which I think is pretty funny. So after all these conversations with other people, it had me thinking about all the pros and cons to being an only child. So I decided to make a list. So let's go ahead and get into the list, starting with the pros. So the first one is not having to share my stuff, because I know siblings share their stuff, or like their parents tell them to. So I saw these shorts on YouTube, basically someone just acting out an older sibling and a younger sibling, and how the older sibling usually has to do a lot of stuff that the youngest sibling wants. So like this one is where the older sibling bought herself like candy, and then the younger sibling was just like, can I have some? And the older sibling wouldn't let her. And then when the younger sibling had asked their mom, she said to give her some. So I don't have to do that because I'm an only child. So the second pro is having peace and quiet, because I get like siblings fight a lot, and I don't know, there's always like some sort of noise, I don't know. And I just think that it's nice that since I'm an only child, I just have silence. And the last pro I have is no one taking my things, because I know siblings do take each other's stuff sometimes. Most of the time it's without asking. I don't have anyone like taking my things because I have no siblings. So I could put something down in my room, leave my room, and come back and it'll still be there. And now for the cons. Well, I guess I only have one. So the only one I could think of is no one to really hang out with. So like no one to play with, because I don't have any siblings. Thankfully, I do have people in my life that I do hang out with. So I guess I'm not like completely alone, but like I guess kind of in the middle. I don't know. So like I have my parents, and I have my cousins. I have an older cousin that I do stay at her house sometimes. That's the only time I get to stay up late. So one time when I stayed at her house, we were playing the Nintendo, and we ended up staying up to like 2:30 in the morning. So that's the list I made up of pros and cons of being an only child. So there are some days that I do enjoy being an only child, and some days that I do wish I have a sibling. Some days I wonder if my mom did have another baby, if I would miss being an only child. But we are praying that my mom will have another baby. But every time I bring that up, my dad always brings up twins. So that makes me think that he really wants twins. But we'll see. Anyways, that's all for today. Please like and subscribe. Bye.